Hello everyone, RaptorX here. As you can see, I'm back in FTB ready for another episode. Now today I've actually got quite a few things planned out, guys, because I've done a lot of work behind the scenes, and pretty much it all comes down to the Void Age. As you can probably tell by the title of the episode, I won't drag it out anymore. I have finally decided to actually do it and go move everything to the Void Age. Obviously, I won't be doing a lot of the moving itself on camera because that's very boring, and I wouldn't want to bore you guys. Now, I'm pretty surprised actually how positive the feedback was from you guys as far as the Void Age. I know it's well, for me at least, it's going to be a lot of work moving everything over there. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth it or not, but it seems like a lot of you guys have actually tried Void Ages before to help with lag and stuff, and have had some pretty positive results as far as that goes. I have actually made the age already. I was debating if I should do it on camera or not, but I actually made it already because I wanted to get some work done before the episode, and that way we can actually get some actual progress going today. So I'll just kind of briefly go over what the age consists of, what the pages are, and my reasoning behind why I chose these pages. So pretty much Magica Forest biome is the first page. It is a single biome age, and I chose Magica Forest because then I can have the possibility to have my mana bean farm, which is it's almost 90% sure that I will be doing it. I already have even a little plan of how it's going to be laid out once I actually move everything. It'll definitely be after I move everything. It'll just kind of be one of those later stages, I guess, of my base progression, I guess. Now the next page is Void World. Well, that's a given. That you need a Void World to make a Void Age, and single biome, then zero length, zenith face, I should say. Pretty much this is pretty standard stuff. If you want to have sun 24/7, that way there's no nighttime, no mobs spawning in. So that's pretty much stuff that you need. Zero length, zenith, and well, normal sun you don't really need it, but these two definitely, zero length and zenith. So I have normal sun just to make sure I have I don't have any instability issues. Normal stars, normal moon. No weather, that's nice, no rain. Bright lighting, not necessary, but I always appreciate it. It just makes it clean, and that's pretty much. I mean, only 11 pages. I did have to get a few of them. I did have, like, for example, bright lighting, normal sun, star, all that kind of stuff I did have already before from making my mining age. I had already a lot of these, and I think I was missing Magical Forest biome, and I think Void World. I think were the ones I was missing. I forget because I actually got these pages quite a bit ago. And now the way I got these pages is something else I wanted to talk about. Let me actually take a shortcut over here. The whole mob spawner thing here got all upgraded. Before, if you guys remember, this was previously all just for wither skeletons. It was just spawn them and then just kill them. That was pretty much what the whole purpose of this thing was. So I decided to upgrade this spawner to have a more general purpose. I have some fans here. Now the purpose of those fans is to push all the mobs into this area where I'm standing in right now. And then what I would do is just use my portal gun, set a portal down here on the floor, and then the other end of the portal will be on my smeltery, and then kill all the villagers, which is what I was using. Now I know it's not very creative as far as the system, but it is very efficient as far as getting pages and stuff. I did get a few notebooks, and those actually helped a lot. I actually believe I got both the pages I needed from the notebooks themselves, not the actual individual pages, which was kind of interesting. I didn't even know you could get pages, whole notebooks from villagers. So yeah, there's a lot of pages, a lot of duplicates and stuff like that. That's to be expected. But yeah, I got the two main pages I was needing off a notebook. So make sure you always check the trading post which I made here when the guys are bunched up in there. And I got a few emeralds out of the whole deal, so that was pretty nice. I mean, I'm not sure if I should even go into too much detail here. It is pretty straightforward the way it's laid out. Let me just go into bat form here real quick and kind of show how this whole thing's cabled up. Pretty much have fans running all around, and then just a red idler wire going through here. Then I have another red idler wire that goes underneath here. This is actually a cover, and then there's another red idler wire that goes behind the grinder, so that way I can turn it off and not kill all the villagers, and that's pretty much all the levers have outside. Those are the fans, the spawner, the grinder, and so forth. It's pretty straightforward. If you guys have any questions about how I did it, just leave me a comment and I'll try to answer my best I can. I just don't want to waste too much time. It seems pretty straightforward, and I probably won't be using it again anytime soon anyway, so I don't want to waste too much time. Let's see here. Next thing on the list, because I actually have a list of things I've been doing. Now, the main reason why I want to do it right away, and I was kind of waiting off, kind of switching between Thaumcraft and Ars Magica and doing some boss killing, is that this room pretty much is very outdated, I must say. It is very manual, a lot of the things I have to do. Before I did have the Essential Tubes, but that thing got completely just like broken, in my opinion, with the last patch of the last upgrade of 4.1. That was completely broken, so I had to remove all those pipes, and pretty much now everything's manual, which is not good. There's a couple things that you could obviously do, namely you can use columns to automate everything, which is what I'm going to be using. But the problem is that this room is very tight in here. Literally, if you break this wall, the next block over will be the... well, there you go. This is actually the wall to my room. But yeah, pretty much the next block over is the wall outside. So I can't really expand this much, maybe one block wider, and that's as much as I can get. And on this side, the same thing. It is pretty much in the corner of the mountain, so there's like not much space I can expand into. And yeah, I'm very limited as far as space goes, and I have a few things already laid out in the Void Age where I'm going to be showing you guys what I'm planning on doing over there. So that's pretty much the reasoning behind it, is that Echorium and other end game stuff from Thaumcraft needs a lot more infrastructure, I guess I should say. You don't want to be running around manually feeding all the jars and alembics and stuff like that. You want to make sure you automate all this stuff, otherwise it's just going to be way too much of a pain in the ass to deal with. So that's pretty much it, the whole reasoning why I wanted to use that Thaumcraft upgrade. Now, something else I encountered that I was trying to do between episodes, well, actually I did accomplish it. It was just very annoying because I didn't realize how rare they were. The shards, the dimensional shards, I got a few of them. I got 10 nether shards and I got 11 ender shards. I tried using my my spawner back there to spawn endermen and pigmen or whatever to try to farm them, and apparently they don't drop them unless they're in their respective ages. So that means you have to go over there and actually manually kill them. Endermans are not that bad because you can just make a little too tall roof above you, and then they can't attack you. And all you have to do is just kind of look at the enderman, and then they'll go after you. Pigmen, on the other hand, you have to fly around a lot and look for them all over the place, and there's no real easy way. I might look to see maybe there's any kind of vanilla mechanic to luring pigmen or forcing them to spawn in a certain close area, and then maybe that'll be something for a future episode. Maybe you guys know something. You can help me out and point me in the right direction as far as that goes, because yeah, I don't think this will last me very long, the shards, because Echorium is pretty much the building block of everything Atomic Tinkering, and I think it's called Cami or something. I forgot what it's actually called. But yeah, now it's time to actually go and show you guys the age. Here's my book. And let's head over there, and hopefully lag is not too bad. Alright, yeah, I'm already getting over 100 frames, 130 frames right now, compared to where I was before. So obviously I don't have much going on right now, but hopefully this stays like this. Now pretty much this is the room I already made. Actually I've made already 3 rooms. This is going to be my portal room, as you guys can see. Pretty much I have these Mistcraft crystals. I picked them up from when I was exploring Ages a while ago, and glad to put them to good use now. So I got all my books here. Pretty much that's the overworld. That's the end. I believe this one's the nether, and that is the mining age, right? I should probably put labels on these, but if I can already remember what they are, I should be fine. Wow, I'm getting almost 200 frames. Yeah, this should be pretty good. That's definitely what I want to see. Now this is my second room down. This is right below the portal room. And this is pretty much going to be my hub. This is where it's going to branch out into other main rooms. As you can see, I already have the first one over here, which is very incomplete. This is going to be my Thaumcraft room, which is kind of like my priority right now will be Thaumcraft most likely, since it's pretty much what I'm hurting for the most space-wise, and I have everything laid out here, and I'll kind of explain in a second what I have there. But pretty much what I have here is my hub, as I mentioned. I'm going to have Thaumcraft over here to the south. I'm probably going to have machines and like tech stuff up to the north, like thermal expansion and Industricraft, stuff like that. That direction. I'll probably have Ars Magica, and then my mob spawners. I'll probably move them over here, just because I don't want to be hopping between worlds. I want to completely unload the overworld, because right now it is chunk loaded, so I'm sure it's using some kind of resources in the background, and I want to make sure that everything's being dedicated to what I actually have on the screen. The improvement is definitely there. It's quite substantial. I mean, I went from having about 40-50 frames in the overworld to having over, you know, around 180 frames right now. So it's quite a difference. So pretty much this room, how I have it laid out, everything is actually measured out exactly to what I need it to be. It is 3 from the wall, and that's not really the important thing. The important thing here is, as you guys can tell, is that this is where the infusion altar is going to be. If you remember my other room, in the overworld room, I have only, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 8 of these pedestals where I can put stuff, and in a lot of the recipes from let's see if I can, I don't know if I have any recipes already available for the Corium stuff. I have Ichor cloth, and this is an arcane workbench, but yeah, not that recipe. I don't have anything available yet. I have looked ahead of some of the recipes. I know a lot of them require more than just 8 items to be put on pedestals for the infusion crafting. So this is kind of like me thinking ahead and preparing for what is to come, as far as that advanced Thaumcraft stuff is concerned. Now, this floor is probably not going to stay like this. It's going to mostly be converted over to clear glass, because down below is where I'm going to have the automation of Essentia in this room right here. So pretty much the range, I believe, is actually 13 blocks on that on the infusion altar. That's if I remember correctly, that's 13. Hopefully I'm not mistaken, but either way, I should be covered as far as space distance goes, because pretty much it's 13 at least, I believe, from the center of the block, and then so it's 13 radius, not 13 diameter. Pretty much what I'm gonna have in this room, pretty much it is actually, the inside is 15 by 15, and if you look in your in NEI, or any NEI, and you look up Essentia, and this is where I came up with the idea, you can see that there's all the different Essentia files here. Pretty much all the different Essentias in the game, they're all here. And there's 4 rows of 13, except the last one. The last one is 12, which is actually very, very convenient, because that way I can have actually 13 on each wall, and this one I can have 12. That way I can have 1 slot here, so I can walk through here and I have enough space. What I'm going to have is probably going to have 2 jars, and then a third one with void. That way if I have any extra left over, then that should be fine. So pretty much this is going to be some pretty future-proof setup. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So what I'm going to have here is pretty much in the center. I'm going to have my my alembics and stuff like that with my golems in the middle here, and then I'm going to have them pretty much connected to all the jars around me. And then above here is going to be will be the infusion altar. So the range should reach, and in that way the golems can just walk around freely, and they don't have to bump into stuff that I'm going to have to kind of make up for the whole, what is it called, the instability of some of the recipes. I'm definitely have some crystals, some skulls and stuff like that. If I had everything in one room, the golem would just derp up and go all over the place and get stuck and stuff like that. Something not looking forward to. So, you know, it's better off to separate them, and then I can have some glass here so I can see what's going on below me and stuff like that. Now, this is actually not going to be just a room. This is going to be more of a building. I'm going to have a couple layers. I'm thinking above here, I'm going to have pretty much at my eye level right now. Right here, I should probably say. I'm thinking of having my mana bean farm in this area, just rather large. And then above here, I'm going to have my, what is it? Where's the charging station for my wand? I will need to catch a bunch of more iron nodes, but that shouldn't be a problem, because once you get the better wands from the Ichor caps and stuff like that, you can store a lot more vis into those wands, and you can get a bunch of iron nodes at once without having to recharge in between, which is kind of actually what a bit time consuming as far as that goes. And this is pretty much my central hub, like I mentioned. So obviously a lot of work still here to do, and but you know, I actually got a lot of work done here today, because a lot of this was planning out and how I wanted to get everything laid out, and I think I'm pretty happy with it, the way I think it should come out. Something else I haven't mentioned is below here. I'm actually going to have another room, which is going to be pretty much the central. This is the hub, pretty much where I split up, and then below it is going to be like the heart of the base. It's going to have all my power generation. It's going to have my my modular assembler chamber, the ME automation thingy, whatever it's called, and pretty much it's going to be the heart of my whole base. It's going to be pretty large. Obviously, the room is pretty much about this size, so I should have more than enough space to have fuel and stuff like that. Now, what I've been considering, and it's probably what I'm going to be doing, is switching over my ME system over to IndustrialCraft power again, since I can actually use solar a lot more efficiently, since it's always going to be sunny. So that's something. That way I can use my fuel for rare occasion. I'm going to need thermal expansion, because pretty much all the crafting on automation is going to be taken care of through IndustrialCraft. And then my ME system would be taken care of with IndustrialCraft power as well. So kind of unloading some of the thermal expansion strain I have at the moment, because pretty much it depends on fuel. And then if I have some kind of renewable resource that I don't have to be going somewhere else to get, that'll be even better. Right, so enough rambling. I think I've covered everything I needed to. And so now I have to head over back to the overworld and get a few things, because I want to start on Thaumcraft. So this should be my overworld portal, and I'm back. Yeah, I'm down to 30 frames, down from almost about 200. So the difference is definitely something you notice right away. Now, before I go ahead, I had an issue last episode, if you guys remember, with Affinity. Now I don't have a problem with Affinity any longer. I'm pretty sure it's a bug, because I went to creative mode. Oh, no, not creative. Into my test world in creative mode, and I spawned in those tomes of none, or what are they called? These Affinity Tome Ender. That's not it. Oh boy, what did I do? I think I might have derped up something here. Either way, I'll just delete those. So pretty much what I did is I had those none tomes, which I had showed you guys last episode, not these I have here. Must have derped something up. So I used them and nothing happened. Now, from reading the compendium, it should have removed 10% of any affinity and not had any side effects. Pretty much it just lowered every affinity, so it would go everything back to 0. But it wasn't working. So I looked it up, and that's when I started testing with the Ender tome to see if maybe I can counteract the pacifist side of things with the Ender one, which is this one right here. But the thing is, it pretty much came down to having about 30 of this and 30 of that, and pretty much had negative effects in both, which wasn't great. So I started looking around the forums, and it turns out pretty much everybody's having an issue with it. So I'm guessing it's maybe just a problem with this version I'm using of Ars Magica at the moment, that I'm having, everybody's having issues with the tome not working as it should. So there's a way to actually do it. There's a command which I don't remember at the moment, but you can't use it unless you have cheat mode enabled, which is not even creative. Not even creative works. You have to have cheat mode enabled, and obviously I don't have cheat mode enabled in this thing, so what I had to do was go and open LAN, and then enable the command, which is pretty much just something like set affinity, or yeah, something like, let's see if it works. Set I can't tell because my numbers are my FPS is right above where I'm typing. Affinity. Let's see. Live 0. Yeah, is this one. If it says you don't have permission, that's because it's something to do with the whole cheat mechanism and stuff like that. But if you go in open LAN, it will work. And that's pretty much what I had to do. I mean, I just wanted to get it out, and so you guys know. If you have any issues, that's the way to fix it, and it's just a bug. I couldn't figure out any other way. I had the required tome that should have fixed the problem with the whole affinity thing, but that wasn't working. So I had to go into LAN mode and do that command for it to get fixed. Right. I think that is everything, guys. I mean, I've rambled on for forever. So pretty much now what I want to do is grab a bunch of this stuff. Lembics have 4. Probably want 3 on each one of these alchemical furnaces. Let's see here. What do I need for these alchemical furnaces? Not the crucible. I guess it will be here. Yeah, alchemical furnaces. Alright, so I'm going to need some arcane stone blocks and some other things here. So, which I'll probably be just doing between episodes, because crafting stuff that I have already crafted is not really very interesting. However, golems, I will definitely probably be doing on the next episode. I think it's the right. Yeah, I'll probably move all the jars and set them up with all the labels, because that's gonna be a pain to do. Obviously, I can always guide myself with the whole NEI interface thing here, because they're ordered already by. Oh, they're not ordered in alphabetical order. That is not cool. I was hoping this would be ordered in alphabetical order. Well, I'm gonna have to order them in alphabetical order and just go from there, because that way it makes it a lot easier to check up on it. These are in alphabetical order, so I just have to look at my Thumbonomicon and do that way. I'm thinking what else I want to do. I think that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, until next time. Bye.